And just like that, we're live.
We're here,
We're here. We're
and
here. We're
we
here.
are, we are, you are listening live.
It's a
Oh
cold
yeah, we just
open
got an
too.
email. We just got an email. Uh, Now live on your channel, episode 152.
Boom. Here we are. It was a
What are the
cold
odds?
open too.
I'm wearing 52 here,
And that's your
which
favorite number?
it is my number, but this is not a me jersey.
It's Jason Giambi jersey.
Uh, I believe you have it inverted. This is a Yoenis Cespedes jersey.
Oof. Hate to see it. That's not bad. Not a bad player.
No,
Shout
I
out
like
to
Cespedes.
the Oakland A's. I mean, I guess we'll start right there, right?
Yeah, right. Might as well, right?
I mean, you could take that
Sharing
away.
the link,
Oh
sharing the
yeah.
link to my Facebook.
Well, for those
Oakland
who,
A's. Yeah, go
yes.
ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say for those who were out of the loop like I was for a little bit. I knew a little bit of it. Oakland A's are sold, but I didn't know it was
Yeah.
definite, official. Like, oh, by the way, today's the last day that
Yeah,
this will
well,
be ever happen.
they're selling out is what they're doing. Is their owner John Fisher, who I think made all of his money from Gap, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. He kind of abruptly a couple years ago started negotiating with Vegas and all these different places, and they wanted a new ballpark in Oakland because the Coliseum is a dump. Objectively, it's like
You been there?
MetLife, but like on reverse steroids. It's a lot like if the vet were still around, is kind of how it would be. Al Davis kind of killed that stadium too when the Raiders moved back to Oakland back in whatever it was, the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, if you look at old pictures of the Coliseum, I know we're kind of going off on a little bit of a branch here, but if you look at old photos of the Coliseum, the scenery was actually kind of gorgeous beyond center field. Like if you sit, where you sit behind home plate, you can kind of see
Oh,
the city and stuff.
Skyline,
You could
right?
see all the greenery and everything in it. It was a pretty nice looking park. When the Raiders moved there, they needed more seats because they wanted a higher capacity for NFL games. So what they did is they built what's called Mount Davis, which is that giant, ugly, tarped off area in center field,
Yeah.
which even a few years in, excuse me, was tarped off because the Raiders couldn't draw that many people. And so they cut off, they pretty much enclosed it so you couldn't see beyond that. And the stadium's a dump. They're not putting any money into it. It's Fisher, I don't know what the biggest contract in A's history is, but it was probably signed 10 years ago, is my guess. Anytime they build a star, they trade him away. So he's been a cheap owner for a while now. Think about the likes of Josh Donaldson. Think about Barry Zito, Tim Hudson, Mark Mulder, Miguel Tejada. Even if you want to go further back to Canseco and McGuire, guys like that. They briefly had Frank Thomas, and even recently Matt Chapman, Matt Olson, Sean Murphy, the catcher. They can't retain their own guys. They do a great job of rebuilding, obviously, as evident in the movie Moneyball and the book Moneyball, which is a terrific read. But I mean, if not for Billy Bean, that franchise would be in the dumps anyway. But John Fisher basically is turning his back on Oakland. The fans are there; they just don't support him. And even when I was there last year, they were picketing and they had signs all over the stadium.
Right.
They basically want him to sell the team, which he doesn't want to. He wants to move it to a bigger market, which is in his eyes Vegas, which is the next budding sports town. And obviously the Raiders are there, the Golden Knights are there. I think they have the WNBA team, the Aces.
Very good team.
Very good team, and obviously the Golden Knights are good, and the Raiders are. The NFL doesn't matter if you're good; they're going to draw fans and draw money no matter what.
Right. And
But
it's Vegas.
I worry for him. What's up?
And it's Vegas, so it already has
Yeah,
enough influx of people coming into the
there's
state.
yeah,
City.
but I would worry if I'm the A's. I guess the Raiders are not the best, are kind of something that would dispel this. But if I'm the A's, I'm worried about my stadium being half full of other teams' fans. Just think about it. If you and I wanted to go to a Phillies away game in 2030 or whatever, you're going to be looking, okay, Denver's kind of cool, New York's cool. Where can we travel to? Oh, Vegas. They're there in the middle of July. Perfect. We'll go to Vegas. And I think they're going to end up being the Rams of the MLB, where you look at SoFi and it's all
Red.
the other team's colors. Yeah,
Did you see that?
dude, it's insane. Did you hear when the Eagles were there? Was it last year, 2 years ago? It was all Eagles fans. Yeah, the Rams have to use the hard count at home. So the A's basically turning their back on the city that loved them for, I believe, 57 years it was, and today was the final game in the Coliseum. So they're not even going to Vegas immediately. They're going to Sacramento in a 12,000 person ballpark for a few years, a minor league park, while they try to figure out whether they can even get to Vegas because there's no deal in place as is. Um, it's not out of the real possibility that they actually wind up back in Oakland.
Is this the you quit your job before having a job scenario?
Yeah, I mean, for all
Oh my
intents and purposes, yeah.
goodness.
I remember a few months ago there was a report that the mayor of Oakland, she was pushing. I think it's a lady. She was pushing for that iteration of the team to go someplace else and go become like the Vegas Jackpots or whatever,
Mm.
and then for the Oakland Athletics to remain a thing, kind of like the Hornets in the NBA, where
Oh,
the Charlotte moved to New Orleans and then the Bobcats became the Hornets. She wanted an expansion team in Oakland under new ownership. So if John Fisher takes his team and goes to a different city, the A's get to keep either the Coliseum. Well, they get to keep the name and the likeness, but I don't know about the history, but the name and the likeness and everything, and either get a new ballpark or they refurbish the stadium they're in, and they figure it out from there, which I think would have been cool. I think baseball's in en route to expanding. It would be a weird thing because I'm pretty sure didn't the Browns leave Cleveland to go to Baltimore, and then the Browns got an expansion team, and they just took the name Browns back, and then the same thing happened in
Tennessee.
sword and hockey
Oh,
where the Thrashers moved, so that the Winnipeg Jets moved from Winnipeg to Phoenix in the I think the 90s, and then the Thrashers in like 2011 or whatever it was, they moved from Atlanta to Winnipeg, and they took the name back, the Jets. And then in obviously in basketball, the Hornets moved from Charlotte to New Orleans, and then were
back to
briefly in
Charlotte.
Oklahoma City because of the Katrina, and then the Hornets became the Pelicans, and then the Charlotte Bobcats, a new team, became the Hornets, and then they just like assumed the history. Um,
Makes more
and it's
sense
very
too.
weird. I don't know. I don't know
Um,
what's gonna happen, but
yeah.
it's unfortunate because those fans care, and they that was largest crowd of any final home game for like a relocating team in the last I think 40 years, I believe. It's at
What's
57,000 or something like that, 47,000.
what's more likely to happen? Uh, St. Louis gets a football team. Oakland gets a baseball team, or Seattle gets a basketball team.
I think Seattle getting a basketball team is the most likely one. I did remember reading that if that were to happen, or if a team were to relocate to Seattle, they would assume the Sonics history, which I think would be kind of cool.
That would be cool.
And it would be a nice place for Durant to finish his career, or maybe Westbrook to finish his career.
They don't like each
Uh,
other. They'll probably do it 1 year after the other, and then
they did
Harden
come
can
into the
fuck.
league a few years apart. Yeah, then Harden can just party out there. I
What
don't know
was
if there's anything fun to
well,
do in
no,
Seattle, so I eat fish.
wasn't Harden a straight up Thunder?
Yeah, Harden and Westbrook were never actually supersonic. Westbrook might have been drafted by the Sonics, but I don't think he ever actually played for the Sonics.
Hmm.
I know Durant played, what was it, 1 year for the Sonics?
Yeah, had to at least.
Yeah. Yeah, he played at least 1 year. The first, who went first that year? Was it Greg Oden's draft?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that poor guy.
Hate to see it.
Grew up his whole life with one leg longer than the other. Nobody noticed it until he went to college. I wonder if he ran into knee and hip problems. But
Jesus.
yeah, the A's. What a shame. But they did win. They won 3-2 over the defending champion Texas Rangers. Former Philly Travis Jankowski was the final out. Somehow he fouled off like three or four 105-mile-an-hour pitches. And then the final pitch of the game, final pitch in the Coliseum, 103.5 miles an hour, ground out to short. Pretty cool game. I tuned in a little bit toward the end because I wanted to see what the crowd looked like. I wanted to
Hmm.
hear kind of how it sounded. Are they going to boo? Are they going to cheer? Are they not going to make any noise at all? Like, what are they doing? Uh, I was excited because MLB TV generally, when the game ends, you get a couple minutes and maybe a little bit of like an interview or something, and then they cut the feed. Um,
Hmm.
for that game, I was watching the A's feed because I wanted to hear mostly Dallas Braden, the color guy, the color commentator, and they didn't cut it until like later when they sent it off to the post game show. So they stayed in the stadium. Manager Mark Kotze, who actually played for the A's back like about 20 years ago when we were younger, he addressed the crowd. They interviewed Mason Miller. It was really cool. And last night, the grounds crew were filling water bottles with dirt,
Ah,
and fans were like, "Here, fill it," and they were giving dirt to the fans. And then they did the same thing today for the players. They all took a giant photo on the pitching mound. It was really cool. It's really upsetting because
damn.
the analogy I gave you before we got on was it's like I know it happened already, so I guess it's not out of the realm of possibility. But like the Browns, for instance, if they left Cleveland, which we talk about how loyal their fan base is, or I mean the Raiders are a great example too. loyal fans, arguably one of the best fan bases in the league, and they just up and go to Vegas, and it's a shame. These billion-dollar, billionaire owners and all the other ones are just standing by, letting it happen. So who's to say that the Marlins won't be next, or well, that wouldn't be a problem. But who's to say a team with a relatively decent sized market won't be next, and it's a shame.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the Marlins wouldn't be bad, but also if you grew up during that, what was it, 2000 World Series, that run for the
Yeah,
Marlins,
2003.
and became a fan of the Marlins, and then see that team leave, it's like, what happened?
Yeah, well, 97, and then I think they're the fastest team to ever win a championship after expansion. I think they came into the league in like 94. And then they won it all in what, 97, I think it was. And then they won it again in 03. For a little while there, they had only made the playoffs twice in the first, I think, 25 years of existence. Up until 2020, the only times they ever made the playoffs were as wild cards, and they won the World Series both times. And then 2020, obviously, the expanded playoff, and then last year, the expanded playoff. So they've now made it 4 times. But another thing also with this relocation and these new stadiums, it seems like now that's like the big bargaining chip, and we're getting too many of them now because the Clippers have one. The Warriors just opened one. Another team that left Oakland is the Warriors. Warriors left. At least they went to San Francisco. It's only a half-hour drive. It's not like leaving and going to Seattle or Denver. But
Right.
so Tampa Bay, the Rays, they need a new stadium badly. That the one they're in right now is I got to get there before they close it. But the thing with them is they play in St. Petersburg, which is a decent drive away from what actual Tampa is. If they played in Tampa across the street from Raymond James Stadium where the Bucks play, they would actually have people at their games. The problem is they're in a retirement community. Nobody wants to go indoors to watch baseball, and they're talking about building a new multi-billion-dollar stadium, and it's going to be right across the street from the one that they're at right now. That's not going to draw fans, and it's a shame. These owners don't really have their finger on the pulse of what the fans want. I know it's about making money at the end of the day, but it is a shame.
Now, I want to pick on something before we move on to the next baseball topic.
Yeah.
But you said no one wants to go watch baseball indoors. Buddy, I wouldn't mind that in Vegas. If they do eventually
Well,
go there, the dog days of summer in Vegas, that dry ass heat.
you
I
got to
don't
keep in
know,
mind the people down in Florida, in Tampa specifically, are like they're either transplants that are down there vacationing, or they're old people that are retiring there, or they're people that just enjoy like playing golf. Like these people don't want to go indoors to do an event; they want to go outside.
True, but also, Florida is just. I mean, it's underwater as we speak. I think still, hurricanes and whatnot. So, who knows? Oh, I think I lost your audio. Hello? Uh-oh. Technical difficulties here. Audio just chipped out. Let's see. Oh.
What else is new? My audio's all jacked up.
There we go. There you go.
There he is.
Yeah, like I was saying, like Florida is notorious for having these spotty rains. So I mean,
Yeah.
you don't want to be at a baseball game. Next thing you know, it's just a rain out or a delay. But that's what
Yeah.
happens with Florida. I mean, Marlins. You can do something like the Marlins, retractable roof, I guess.
Yeah,
They have
yeah.
one
I don't know where I got cut off, but I mean the Marlins have a retractable roof, and that would probably be the play for the
Tampa.
Rays, I would imagine.
In Tampa would
Yeah.
be nice too.
They would have to do it something because I think these ugly roof places like Chase Field, Miller Park, or whatever, American Family Field, that where the Brewers play, where the
It's not
where the
retractable?
Rangers play, like the Brewers have a retractable, but it's like a dome almost.
Ah.
Seattle does it right because when the roof is open, it looks like a regular park,
Okay.
and then the roof is just kind of a lid. I would imagine they're going to want it to be climate controlled the way Milwaukee and Arizona and all these places are. So that would kind of suck because I don't know. I kind of like sports being played in the elements unless you're in an extreme heat or an extreme cold,
Right.
which would explain why there's no like NFL teams in Canada. But
Yet.
like people talking about like, aren't the Bills going to get a new stadium and it's going to have a roof? Like
I believe that's
that
the
kind
one
of
that's going
defeats
to
the purpose.
Toronto.
Yeah, it's basically Toronto. It's cold up there, but I don't know. It
Um,
sucks, but my
yeah.
heart is with A's fans. I know what it's like to be a fan of a team, and I've never fortunately had to worry about my team leaving. But
Almost did.
it, yeah, I mean, but at least they would have gone right over the bridge, and I would have still been able to get there. It would probably be easier to get to Jersey than it would be to get to Center City from where I live. So
That's true.
but it's not like the Phillies are leaving and going to Bangor, Maine, and I'm like, well, fuck, I'm gonna find a new team. That's kind of suck. I mean, now A's fans have to be Giants fans. The A's don't like the Giants, and
Oh shoot,
uh,
yeah.
uh, like let me ask you this: if the Phillies left, I know that uh, they're the team that you like, but
Right.
Phillies leave, they go to
New
New
Hampshire.
Haven, Connecticut. Yeah,
Sure.
New Hampshire. Let's say they go to Vermont. They become the Vermont Bernie Sandersers or whatever. What team do you root
Billionaires
for?
and tax. Da, da, da.
Do you root for the team that screwed you, or do you find a new team to root for that you've hated your whole life,
Oh, I'll just become
or
a
that you've
Mets
been
fan.
conditioned to not like?
I'll just be a Mets fan at that point.
Oh God, you got to start wearing the jerseys with no undershirt and shower once a month.
At least I have a nice ballpark that's close to where I
That is
live.
that is a very nice park. Yeah, that's a very nice park. Everybody I've spoken to is the only people that don't like it are Mets fans. Everybody I speak to that has been there likes it. It's a
Well, that's
it's
because
a great stadium.
they traveled to the Bronx and they saw how Yankee Stadium looks like damn.
Yankee
If
Stadium
only
sucks. I
New York
I
is
don't
like
know.
a
It's
dome.
a
That's what they like.
it's a cathedral. It's a cathedral, but it's
Have you not looked at
Yankee Stadium.
MetLife? It's a dome. It's a bowl. They like that stuff.
It's
They like the
yeah,
bowl.
it's a toilet bowl. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I don't like Yankee Stadium as much as the other parks. I don't have any issues with any parks. I'm getting ready to do an interview with a guy
Ooh,
that's I told you about a year ago. There's a guy doing a book.
finally, nice.
Yeah. Well, he's got some family issues going on. I've had nonstop family issues. So
Right,
he's sick, and I've had all this weird stuff going on. So he reached out to me about literally a week ago. Ironically, last Thursday night after all this stuff happened with us, and
right.
I was like, funny you should ask. I would love to, but
Not right now.
but he I tried to update my rankings because I actually hadn't included my 2024 parks. Seattle, Chicago, St. Louis, Milwaukee, and Denver.
Right.
I hadn't added them in yet. Oakland probably scores worst on my list, although I think Milwaukee's worse. But
Really?
um, I still liked I've liked every park. It's not like a weird thing where I have a big buy. The only one I really didn't enjoy the time at was Petco, and everybody loves that place.
It
But
seems like a nice ballpark. San
it's
Diego,
so
right?
enclosed. You can't move around in there. You got to go upstairs to go downstairs. You got to go over this way. There's like elevators. There's like one ice cream place. The line moves like a friggin' like you're at the bank. It's terrible. And the scenery's gorgeous. Parking's easy, but bag policy was terrible.
Oh, I
I don't
remember.
know. Yeah, they had to get a freaking locker. We had to pay like $20 for a locker.
All right, we'll stay on the diamond here. You could take this one away as well. Two teams, Rob, are about to make history this weekend. The final series
Yes.
of the regular season. The Angels, Los Angeles, Anaheim of Angels, whatever the hell they're called now, and the Chicago White Sox, making
Uh,
both of them making history.
yeah. In fact, the White Sox actually swept the Angels.
Oh,
Third game of the series was today.
was
First
it?
sweep of the season for the White Sox, and it clinches the 96th loss of the season for the Angels. By the way, saw U.S. Cellular Park, or I don't know what the name of it is. I think it's U.S. Cellular.
No, it's something else now. I just saw a
Comiskey.
TikTok about it.
What the hell's the name of that
Kaminsky.
park? Guaranteed Rate Field, is that what it is?
That's it. That's
Saw
that
it from
sounds
the
right.
outside. Seems like a nice fella. Game got canceled before we got inside. Angel Stadium we both liked. Food's
Yeah,
great there.
guaranteed
But
rate field.
yeah, now all of my sports takes are just going to be based on whether the arena or park was nice. But so the White Sox are one loss away, I believe, from breaking the modern record for the most losses in a season, which I believe was the 1900 Mets, I think 1902 Mets, something like that. And the Angels were one loss away from breaking the record for the most losses they've ever had as a franchise in a season. Today they
Shattered it.
sustained their 96th loss. There will not be a 100 win team this season, and there's only going to be one 100 loss team. So interesting little dynamic. But the Angels, 96 losses. There's a chance they finish with 99, and then the White Sox are like 32 and 120. So they're pretty bad, but they're one loss away unless they sweep this weekend. I don't know who they have. I think they have the Tigers maybe.
Oh, that would be
Uh,
interesting. Let's see.
Tigers, by the way, red hot,
Seven
and
nothing, by the way.
no one
Jesus.
wants to play them in the play. Who's that?
They go to Detroit. No,
Okay,
White Sox beat the Angels 7-0.
yeah, they really gave it to them. Yeah, Detroit hosts the Sox. I mean, Detroit wins one of those games, which it's likely they win all three. White Sox end up with the worst record in the last 125 years. So
They
big things
avoid
happening there.
121.
Yeah. The Dodgers game, I'm guessing. The Phillies are off tonight, right?
Yeah, they're off tonight.
Are the Dodgers off also?
No, they play tonight. They
Oh, Padres. Padres just beat them in LA 2 nights ago, right?
yeah, they have a 4 game series.
Did you see the end of the Padres game? Padres and Dodgers game on Tuesday.
I am asleep, buddy, by that time.
Uh,
Great game.
triple play with Otani on deck as the winning run.
Oh,
Or I guess technically the winning run would have been a bats at the plate, but it was a triple play to end the game, and the Padres clinched a playoff spot in Dodger Stadium with Otani on deck. They won 4-2. Pretty cool.
and also
Padres are a team I don't want to face right now.
that's a red hot team, as well as Detroit,
They're-
as you mentioned.
Yeah, Detroit's been great too.
And they were dead in the waters early. And all
Both
of a
of them
sudden,
were. I mean, Padres were 50 and 50, 100 games in. I think they've gone like 40 and 15 since.
something like that, something crazy, especially in the
Yeah.
second half with a surge.
Yeah, Machado's had a really underrated year, and Luis Ariz has helped them a lot.
That was an interesting
Plus,
pickup early
yeah.
on. I was like, here comes the Marlins fire sale again.
Yeah, it was a really early trade.
And I'm like, what happened? I think Bogarts is hurt. Is that what happened?
Yeah, Bogarts I think just came back. Yeah, Bogarts just came back. He's only played 108 games. So far, he's still been good for them. He's up to, yeah, geez, 24 homers, 85 RBIs. Machado's up over 100 RBIs. Jackson Merrill's been really good for
might
them
be
as
a
a
rental.
rookie.
Might be a rental.
Cronenworth's been great. Yeah, geez.
Unless he
Got
likes it out
something
there,
on Dave,
he might be a
David
rental.
Peralta. Who's that? Arise.
Rice. Yeah.
I don't see the fit there working out long term. They have too many shortstops and second baseman, and Cronenworth and him probably can't share an infield. I mean, Tatis moving to the outfield did them a favor, but
Well-
Bogarts and Kim, they have too many infielders.
He has leverage. I mean, that team soared since he got there.
Yeah,
They're in the
he did win the
playoffs.
batting title last year. He's been good. He was good with the Marlins. I mean,
They can
it's a
take
shame the
division.
Marlins. They are they close to taking it from LA?
Yeah. LA hasn't clinched the division yet.
Let's look.
I'm pretty sure.
Do your homework next time, Rob.
Right.
The Dodgers, yeah. So I mean, if the Dodgers drop every game they play for the rest of the season, but they're up 3 games on the Padres. It would be 2 after tonight. The Dodgers would have to get swept, and the Padres would have to sweep whoever they play next.
Yeah. Odds are they're not going to get it.
Yeah. So while we're on the subject, playoff seeding right now in the American League, the Yankees, who haven't even won their division yet, although they can with a win tonight, I think they'd get the division. But the Yankees are currently the number 1 seed in the American League. Cleveland, number 2. Cleveland and whoever wins the AL East will be the number 1 and 2 seeds. Houston is pretty much guaranteed the 3 spot now. They will host the number 1 wild card team, which will either be Baltimore or the Yankees. I'm sorry, they're going to host the number 3 wild card team, which will either be Detroit or Kansas City, and then Baltimore gets whoever. Baltimore / the Yankees gets whoever it doesn't win that, and then the NL Phillies are a half game back of the Dodgers, with the Dodgers have a game in hand. So if the Dodgers lose tonight, and the Phillies will be a game up on them. Milwaukee's in the 3rd spot. Technically, still can. Oh no, they can't get a bye unless the Dodgers would have to lose the rest of their games. San Diego currently still has a chance at the division, but they're the number 1 wild card. And then it's Arizona, New York, and Atlanta for the 2nd and 3rd wild card spots. Atlanta and New York are going to play a doubleheader on Monday, which is the day before the wild card series starts. So whoever wins that series is, I think, who you want in the first round, which I think they would get the Phillies. So if the Phillies end up with the number 1 seed, that would be that's who they would get. Otherwise, they're dealing with the winner of, I guess, Milwaukee and Arizona, which would be an interesting rematch of last year.
Let's
So,
just get into it.
very
Oh, no.
convoluted little spot there.
No, let's just stay right on this. Dude, who do you want to face? That was the next segment. I mean, Phillies,
want
they clinched the East. They got the bye. Might get home field. Oh, boy.
I want whoever comes out of that Braves-Mets series alive. Because, I mean, there's no guarantee that the Braves or Mets are going to win their wild card series either, because the Phillies are going to, skip past that. The
Right.
Braves or Mets are going to have to go in and play against the Brewers, and then the 2nd spot, whatever. That's going to be a giant mess, and unless they can both clinch and then they both punt the doubleheader, which is not out of the realm of possibility because the Cubs are currently 3 games back. But I don't know. I would probably want the Mets, but seeing how they just took care of the Phillies last weekend, I don't want them.
They have to do more
I don't.
traveling though.
I wouldn't be thrilled with playing the Braves either. So I don't really want any of these teams right now. I think they can handle Arizona.
You think?
Arizona's offense has not been what it was last year, at least of late, and their pitching is beatable. I mean, Montgomery's been terrible for them. Gallen, they beat him up they beat him twice last year in the series, and I mean, Merrill Kelly doesn't really scare me either. So
Well, here's the schedule. Braves were obviously hosting the Mets. That got rained
yeah,
out. But then Kansas City playoff teams coming in there trying to get their coming ups in their respective conference. And then they stay home for the doubleheader. So the Braves,
the Braves have Kansas City this weekend.
yeah,
Oh, that's not great. Yeah, I mean the
it's,
Cubs are not out of this either. The Cubs,
it's a
if
giant
the
mess.
Cubs sweep this weekend and the Braves drop 3 of the next 4, the Cubs are your third wild card, and then that's easily the team I would want to face.
Right.
Their
No,
pitching doesn't scare me. Justin Steele's really good. I don't know if Shota hurt, um,
not sure.
but the Cubs would be a team I would be very interested in playing against.
But here's the thing. Mets, they travel to Atlanta just to find out it's rained out. Then they have to go to Milwaukee for 3 games. Then they have to go to Atlanta and then most likely go to Philadelphia if they were to win.
The Cubs are dead. I'm sorry. The
Yeah,
Cubs are
okay.
dead. Yeah, sorry. I
Clip
misread
it.
that.
Clip
I
it.
thought the Cubs were 3
The
back. I was
Cubs are
looking at the
dead.
wrong.
It's over.
Yeah.
Dead. What do you think? I don't
Well,
want to
I
see any
don't.
of these teams.
I'm not interested in playing the Padres. I'd probably be most interested in playing the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, same. The Mets, because of traveling, might be my second pick. The
Yeah, the Mets
Giants.
would be fine. The
The,
Mets,
the Giants are about
um,
to score
are they really?
3 puntos.
Uh,
Field goals.
Let me know who. That doesn't count. That's not scoring. They just
Yes,
kicked
it
it.
is.
Greg Joseph is the Giants kicker. When did they get him?
He's the part-time librarian down at Center
Yeah,
City.
fair. Whatever. Um,
But yeah, all right.
I
Here's
believe our
one.
buddy is at the game.
Really? Which one?
I believe so. This game's being played at the host stadium of 2025 SummerSlam.
Yes, yes. I will try to be there. I will try to be
I
there.
will. I would like to be there as well.
And if we do go, and we do happen to get both nights, I'm not driving
Yeah.
back.
I don't know if I want to go there for one night. I would rather just do the 2 night thing and then spend all day Sunday there.
Yeah, that seems like the play.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a casino right down the road. There's plenty of restaurants. Like there's stuff to do around there.
Oh, we can just stay in and just gamble.
Yeah,
Sports, anything on sports.
late get a late checkout. Yep. I forgot where we were.
Well,
What do you want
speaking
to
of
talk about?
that, well, last thing,
Oh, there you go.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, we gotta circle back a little bit. Yep, sorry.
So Philadelphia hosting the NLDS on the a sacrilegious day of all days they have to
Yeah,
host on October 5th. You hear that?
I do. Yeah, they're coming
Jesus.
for you.
Oh my god, it never gets old. This move is still not sunk in yet. The peace and tranquility of the beach gone. Anyway, Game 1 of the NLDS will be hosted in Philadelphia on the same night as Bad Blood, WWE's Bad Blood.
Yeah. Listen, as
What
much
am
as
I
I
gonna
like the
do?
Phillies, Drew McIntyre and CM Punk in a Hell in a Cell is going to be pretty hard to give up. But we do have the 2 TV set up in the basement. That might be the move then. It depends on what time that game is because they could very well be playing that game at 4 o'clock. And then, Bad Blood's on at 7?
If I score tickets, I'm gone.
Oh, to the Phillies game?
Yeah. If I score
Yeah,
tickets, I'm gone.
we'll both signed up for that, what's it called? The lottery thing, right?
I'm hoping.
They're a little bit
Oh,
cheaper than they were last year. I think people
really?
are the little bit of the shine is falling off a little bit. Yeah, people are selling their tickets to the NLDS for like $350 a piece. They're probably the cheapest will probably end up being like $500 on StubHub. But
Are they assuming it's
the
a walk in the park? What's going on
well,
here?
the Facebook group I'm in, they're selling them pretty cheap. A bunch of season ticket holders were posting about wild card tickets, and then like a week later, we're like, well, can't sell those anymore.
E-
I don't know. How do you feel about getting the buy?
Don't like it. Don't like it at all.
Yeah, I don't love
Baseball
it
is
either.
probably the only sport. let me. Well, I don't follow hockey too much, but
Yeah.
baseball's the only sport where momentum is key, rhythm is key.
Yeah.
These guys are rituals. What's the word? Hypersensitive of like certain things have to
Yeah.
be in order. If you fuck up by a day or two, let alone a week or whatever.
They're so regimented. Yeah.
Yeah. Timing is everything as well. Pitching
Yeah.
as well. Normal rest, extra days. Doesn't look good. And you're cold versus a team who's just clawing their way to get into the postseason, knowing they have to go into war. It's not good. And we were on the good
Yep.
side of that for the last 2 seasons, clawing our way into the wild card and
Yeah.
just smacking the shit out of whoever was in front of us.
And if you remember a couple of years ago, they also just they went into the playoffs flat. I think their magic number was like 2 for a week, and they barely got in a couple, like the second to last day of the season or whatever it was, or third to last day of the season.
Yeah.
They were not hitting,
That was
and they
the
just
Houston
caught
series, right?
fire. That was the Houston series. Yeah, they won the first game there. Nola went, I think, 7 strong. Schwarber led the game off with a homer. That was actually, they clinched the night before your niece got her gallbladder taken out. So it was like that was I think an 8:30 game, and that was before the it was before the pitch clock. So that game ended at like midnight, and we had to be up at like 4 in the morning to get to the hospital. So I
Well,
was like half excited, half just dead.
well, if she ever takes a picture of that moment, have Nola
Yeah.
sign it at some random autograph signing
We'll
down in the
have
future.
we'll have Nola sign the gallbladder or whatever.
Yes.
But yeah, they went into the, and then last year they clinched a little earlier, and they knew they wouldn't win the division, so they could kind of coast a little bit, but they went into the playoffs kind of flat the last 2 years, and at least this year they have a chance to kind of go in because they are still fighting for the 1 seed. I don't think you go balls to the walls for that, but I mean this weekend they got their 3 best going. Well, arguably their 3 best. Suarez Friday, Wheeler's going Saturday, which is a game that is 50% chance I'll be at, and then Nola Sunday.
I wonder, depending on what happens tonight with
Yeah.
Dodgers and Padres, and then what happens with the Dodgers, I think I forgot who they're playing next. I have it here somewhere. They play, Colorado. Say if Colorado magically gets 2 out of 3. Do
Yep.
you put Sanchez in for Sunday? Keep Nola fresh?
Well, I mean, the thing is, they'll have
you
enough
lock up
time
the
off
home
as it
field.
is, because they don't play again until Saturday, so they'll be able to set up the pitching any way they want. I probably wouldn't go crazy unless you have a chance to win the number 1 spot.
Right.
If you're watching the scoreboard and it's 10-0 Dodgers on Sunday, and you're down 3-2 in the 5th inning,
Pull them.
okay, maybe don't waste your time. But you do get a week off between starts, so. And Nola's a weird one. He doesn't pitch well with extra rest, so I don't know. It is a weird spot, and this is why Rob Thompson makes these decisions and not us.
How do you feel about it before we move on?
Having the bye,
Yeah.
I don't love it. I like it for this team because some of these guys need some time off.
Sure.
Castellanos is on pace to play all 162. Harper's banged up every year. Schwarber's been healthy for the most part this season, but he needs a little bit of a rest. The pitching has been, overexposed. The bullpen arms especially.
Right.
You look at, I joked about it the last time we recorded. Strom, Kirkering, Hoffman, Alvarado. These guys have been pitching every single day, and they could use a little bit of a blow. And this also, I like it because it gives you a chance to set up your pitching rotation. And
Right.
whoever wins the wild card series that you're facing, you're likely getting their number 3, or depending on how the timing works, it's probably their number 2. Because what are the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is the projected wild card. Last year, all 3 series were sweeps, and 2 years ago, 3 of the 4 were sweeps. But this year, I mean, if who you are going against, they go 3 games, you're getting the number 4 start, either the number 4 starter or the number. You might get the number 1 depending on the timing, but
Right.
it'll be on pretty short rest. We'll see. I don't love it,
stuff.
but for this team with how banged up they are and how much baseball they played the last couple of years, it wouldn't kill them to have some time off.
I know one thing. Red October is going to be electric at the bank.
Yeah,
on
they'll
that
be juiced
Saturday.
up at the bank, and Zach Wheeler's been one of the by the numbers, one of the best pitchers in history of baseball in the postseason. So, him starting game 1, I have all the confidence in the world in him. It's just you have to hope you're not facing a red hot team like the Padres, which is why it's imperative, I think, for them if they do have a chance to get that 1 seed to get it, because the Padres are the number 1 wild card. So if you're the 2 seed and the Padres win their best 2 out of 3, then that's, then you got to face them, and
Right.
they're going to be coming in looking to beat you after you took care of them a couple years ago.
Right. That's interesting for sure. Yeah, well, we'll see. And
We'll
curious
see.
for next week when we record how we feel in a week's time.
Right.
If like, oh, here we go again. Look who we got matched up with. But all
How
right,
much time's left in the first quarter?
8:40 in
Jeez.
counting.
Yeah, we got the under, so
Dallas just passing their own 40 and
all right,
driving.
we got under 7.5 in the first quarter. So
Oh, you're good. There you
field
go.
goal, field goal will be huge.
All right, next one. Probably not have to spend too much time on this one. Eagles, the birds. These birds right here that I'm wearing. For those who are watching on YouTube, and those who are listening, we're on YouTube actually, live here on YouTube. Eagles 2-1. Feels like 1-2 though, Rob. And they host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this Sunday before their Week 5 bye week. Hate the
They
bye
get the
week.
bye, so I can sleep in after watching Bad Blood and the Phillies.
Good
Although that
point.
might help. That might actually help because the Phillies might. Game 2 would probably be Sunday then, right? So we
Yes.
wouldn't have any conflict. I wonder if they did that on purpose, understanding that the NLDS could be happening at the same time as football. And
No, I hope not. No, I hope
Yeah.
not.
let's say I wonder if the Falcons have a Week 4 bye also. They were like, you know what, the Braves are going to be playing that weekend too.
Well, in that case, you might as well just schedule for the NLCS,
That's
the
true.
bye week. So this is a bad omen then.
Lions, Chargers, Titans. Well, 2 of those places have teams.
It's a bad omen then.
Well,
They
it's
think
good
they were
timing
going
though.
to be done
Because,
at the NLDS.
well, maybe we don't have to watch Bad Blood on Saturday. We can just watch it on Sunday instead of football.
Huh, true. That is very true.
Well, yeah, they Tampa before the bye. They're actually favored in Tampa, -1.5 last I
No,
saw.
it's home, isn't it?
No, they're in Tampa.
Oh, Jesus, my bad.
Yeah, where they have barely won the last couple of years. They dropped the playoff game there. 2 out of the last 3. They're -1.5 on the road, which is with the way Baker Mayfield diced them up last year in the playoffs. You hope this is more like that Monday game they played them early in the season. It was at Week 3 last year, where they beat them and they kind of just grounded and pounded them to death.
Right.
We'll see. I'm not super encouraged by the offense, but given who they had available to them, I thought they did okay on Sunday, at least toward the end of the game once they figured things out. Jalen Hurts continues to be very puzzling.
He looks like he
he'll-
has
he'll-
no control.
It's weird because they'll show a graphic and he'll be like 12 for 13, but one incompletion will be a throw into quadruple coverage that gets picked off, and he'll have like 4 carries for 28 yards, but one of them will be fumbled. And I thought he played okay toward the end of the game, except for the 50-50 ball to frickin' Johnny Wilson. The throw to Goddard, obviously, I give a lot of credit to Kellen Moore for the Sunday victory against the Saints.
Right.
And the Monday game before that, if they figure that if the defense has been much maligned, especially because of what happened against Atlanta,
Yeah.
you got to think about this. The play call worked to Barkley. The execution did not on that throw on the little dump off where
yes.
he turned upfield. If he gets the first down there, or if he just falls down and the clock runs down and Atlanta doesn't get down the field, we're talking about the defense only giving up 15 to Atlanta. Whereas instead of that, they gave up 22 or whatever it was. So
And we're
the
possibly
defense, I
talking
think,
3-0. A 3-0 team.
yeah, the last 2, yeah, you're a drop pass away from being 3-0. Not that they've been super convincingly 3-0, but talking about a 3-0 team, and usually when you go 3-0 to start the season, you make the playoffs. So they do have a little bit of a weird kind of stretch. None of the schedule is easy aside from the Carolina game, but even that won't be
Red Rifle, baby.
like gimme. But we'll see. I'm a little worried about this game though.
Yeah.
Tampa, although Mike Evans hasn't looked like himself, Chris Godwin's been playing really well, and Baker's been great. So this is gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I have them both on my fantasy teams in both leagues. So
Yeah, Evans has been pretty garbage for me.
I'm in a horrible. Yeah, he's been horrible, but I still have him because the Eagles defense just can't solve him. Also of note, as you mentioned, Dallas Goedert, welcome back. I don't know where you've
hi,
been
buddy.
the last season or so.
Number 1 tight end in fantasy after that game.
Don't mean shit because I just picked up Lively after week 1. He hasn't done nothing for me yet.
Well, yeah, that's what you get for picking up Isaiah Likely. He shot his rocket week 1.
Right. Mark Andrews hasn't been any better in our league. He sucks.
Yeah, he's been terrible. I have him also in one of my leagues. I'm not thrilled about him.
And he says, quote, "It's a matter of time before I get my touches." I'm like, Good, because I'm about to drop you clean.
Yeah, tell that to your quarterback.
Right.
Flyers, Islanders, scoreless after two.
Let's go, boys. I think this is the year we make the playoffs. I think this is the year.
This is the year they go 500. Um,
Now,
I do like their. We'll talk about them another time, but I do like them.
I do want to say Devontae Smith before we move on. Devontae
Yeah,
Smith,
go ahead.
concussion, didn't practice today, Thursday. AJ Brown
Mm.
still lingering with his hamstring, might not play. You're down two receivers against Tampa's big old two receivers. The no call, can't do that.
Yeah,
Can't do
I,
that.
I'm more pissed off about the guy spitting on him after the play.
What?
Uh, yeah, you didn't see that? The guy that blew him up spat on him as he was standing up.
I thought he got popped by Milata after the fact.
I hope he got popped on my lot. That's why I wasn't super mad about Jalen Carter talking all that shit after the game because
I mean,
yeah, if you're gonna hurt your best player, talk that shit. I don't care.
plus I'd rather him up all anybody on the defense be mad because a
Yeah.
mad Jalen Carter, watch out offense. You better
Yeah, the
double
only
triple
thing
team him.
Only thing scarier than him when he's mad on the field is him behind the wheel. So the uh I did think he played his best game of his career on Sunday. I thought he was disruptive. I thought he made play after play after play. I think I saw one of those analytic stats. Like it was like plays disrupted. He had 14, which I think was the highest of any player this season, which is crazy. By the way, Quinyon Mitchell, Eagles rookie corner, they took him in the first round.
Yeah,
He leads football in incompletions, like paused or whatever it was,
Oh,
7 in the first 3 weeks. So
love to
and
see
he's
it.
been very
Audio, audio cut out again. You hate to see it. I guess there's a Quentin Mitchell hater out there. Just said unplug it. Maybe it was Mike Evans. Still can't hear you. Mike Evans just unplugged your whole thing. Not only did you talk trash about him, I was
maybe I have trial version of Discord and only lets me talk for 20 minutes at a time.
that or either Mike Evans just hated that you trash talked him, and then you talk about the guy who might be covering him.
Yeah. Well, it's only a matter of time at this point. I don't know what I said last, but it was a prediction. I take the opposite side, so I'm right no matter what.
All right, let's go. Let's move on to a little rapid fire, a little fun. First,
Hit
quote
me.
unquote, first quarter of the NFL season. Little review that I threw up there, in no particular order, but here we go. Sam Darnold, early candidate for comeback player of the year. Who saw that's coming? 3-0 Vikings. I believe 3-0 Vikings.
I did actually.
Not 3-0.
I
2-0.
I saw this coming as a matter of fact.
Did you know? I
Yes.
wrote him
Remember I
up for
said-
dead.
I told you in our return episode that man's going to start a playoff game.
You did. You sent me the text. I remember that.
He's been razor sharp early in the season, and they're not missing a beat. Now, granted, all he's doing is throwing the ball to Justin Jefferson 20 times a game, but hey,
That's all you got to do.
if it works, why stop? Yeah.
Right. And Aaron Jones has been a good replacement for
Oh,
Cook and
he's
Madison.
been great. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been great for them. They've done really well so far. I think they have a chance to win that division.
Oh, for sure.
I know that's
Now-
not really a hot take when they're 3-0, but yeah.
Right. Now, with comeback player of the year, you have Aaron Rodgers, who
Played really well.
still playing well. He looks like,
Yeah.
like his age, though, but he's not hurt yet. Brandon Ayuk.
He looks a little better.
Yeah. I mean, that it happens with time. He
Yeah.
missed an entire season. New system, or not really. He knows the
Yeah.
OC, really.
He's got better weapons probably than he did in his last year in Green Bay.
He has Adam Lazard, who's still he's on
been
a
great.
lot of is still a free agent in a lot of leagues.
Yeah.
So pick him
Yeah,
up, boys.
Conklin has been good. Garrett Wilson obviously is a stud.
Braylon,
doing?
Braylon, the running back.
Braylon Allen, Brees Hall. Yeah, they've been good.
Yeah, very good. Here's another one. Brandon Ayuk and Jamar Chase feeling the effects of the holdout. Because, man, they've stunk it up now. Jamar Chase had 2 touchdowns last week, but
Chase did play well Monday, but before that he looked like crap.
and Ayuk looked like dog shit.
Ayuk hasn't done a thing. Yeah,
Jawan Jennings out here got 3 touchdowns.
40 fantasy points.
And guess who picked him up? This guy.
Guess
Hopefully-
who faced him in his work league?
Oh, jeez. I hate to hear it. Tua, another concussion issue. Shockingly, eyeing a return this year.
Yeah.
Looks like he'll be back in 2-3 weeks because
Who-
McDaniels
So-
did not point out a quarterback to start for Monday Night Football.
So Skylar Thompson is injured as well. I wonder who the quarterback will be for them. Whether it's going to be Tannehill or We're gonna try to sign Matt Ryan out of retirement.
I would sign Tannehill. Tannehill looks like the dogs. Looks like a female has entered the room.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
mirror.
I mean, it's only a matter of time before they're gonna have to sign somebody. Skylar Thompson's not it, and even if he is, he can't be the starter going forward.
Do you call Dallas?
For what's his name? Trey
Yes.
Lance.
Do you call Dallas? Or do you call Carolina?
I call Pittsburgh, and I see which one of those
Oh.
quarterbacks they're more willing
Wilson,
to get
right?
rid of. Yeah, I mean, why not? He's only making like $1.5 million this year,
Yeah, good point. I would call
and
either
they
of those
seem
guys.
to be they're hooking the wagon on the field. So why not?
Yeah. Speaking of quarterbacks, Jaden Daniels looks like the real deal Holyfield. What a
CJ Stroud Award.
performance. Yes.
He's
What a
been great.
performance.
Played great on
Everyone
Monday, yeah.
everyone roped them to death in Cincinnati and they came out and smacked them around.
2 straight weeks they didn't punt the ball.
Speaking of quarterbacks again, Malik Willis coming back in a different uniform, burning the team that kind of let him go and gave up on him.
Love to see it. Love to see it. He played really well Sunday.
And I have here to note, Green Bay just knows how to find quarterbacks. They don't miss
Yeah,
a beat.
they know how to coach him at least. Ah, bastards. We got a
What
touchdown.
happened? No, we
Rico
didn't.
Dowdle touchdown. Did I start
Oh,
him?
I hate to see it.
Bastard, I sat him for fucking Keenan Allen in my dynasty league.
Don't do that to yourself. I had Keenan Allen and dropped him. No one's picked him up since.
Son of a heck.
Son of a heck is right.
I can't believe I took him out. He scored 10 already.
Speaking of
Go ahead.
Dallas, Dallas and Baltimore can't stop a cold on defense.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought that coming? But Dallas and Baltimore had one of the top defenses all last year. Both can't stop a cold, and they face each other in a shootout in Dallas.
That was an interesting game.
You and I
At
could have
least toward
scored
the
that
end.
game. Come on now.
Yeah, how about didn't Dallas recover an onside kick too? Like that was a weird game.
Everything happened.
Yeah.
Harbaugh might have lost his job. They lost. They
Yeah,
did win
they
that.
checked a lot of boxes that day.
Right. Travis Kelsey looks to be out
Terrible.
of shape. Looks to be 1 foot out the door. And side note, Mark Andrews looks just as old. Looks just as out of it. Tight ends, not a good year for them.
You know who the biggest winner of this all is?
Taylor.
It's Darren Waller for getting out before he looked like that. Because he saw the writing was on the wall for these tight ends. He said Kittle looks like crap. Kels
yeah.
can't get open. Mark Andrews can't get a ball. I'm going to retire before I start looking like that. And good for him.
As
He's
you
back in the
mentioned.
dating pool.
Oh,
You
is
don't
he
have to
now?
worry about Kelsey Plum anymore. Yeah. So
Jesus, that girl. Not a bad.
So good for
not a
him.
bad one there. Also,
Yeah.
Dallas Goedert, as I mentioned at the top of the show, welcome back. He looked like he's been gone
Yeah,
all
nice.
year last year.
nice to see you. Throw out the milk carton. He's back.
Zach Ertz is still in the league. Let's see if he does anything. This
Zach
week.
Ertz played well on Monday. He played pretty well Monday.
He returns to Arizona.
Ah, yes. the triumphant the
I can't
Bret
believe
Hart
he's
returning to Calgary.
Can't believe he's
I
a
can't believe he
Commander.
was. I couldn't remember where they traded it. So the other day when I was watching the Monday game, I'm like, that's right. They traded Ertz midseason. Where the fuck did they send him? I
Guys,
couldn't remember where he went. I had to look it up. I was like, oh, that's right. He went to the Cardinals.
I know my memory is shot at a lot of things in life, but you could have sent me a text there, and you could have sent me one for your squirrel, whatever that is, the WrestleMania.
Well, you would have had to send me like 38 texts for that, so that's fine.
True. I don't know. I know this one. Boom.
Yeah,
next one.
I couldn't think of a single.
Oh,
Oh shit!
Oh.
Oh, she wasn't kidding. There's a Snorlax here.
huh? Oh,
There's a
Pokemon Go?
Snorlax at my house. Yeah.
No shot.
Oh, cool.
Last
First
few
try.
ones, as we mentioned, Justin Field, baby, for the Steelers, got them 3-0. Who'd have thunk that?
Well,
3-0
it's an
Pittsburgh
XL
on top
Snorlax.
of the division by a country mile. Baltimore second at 1-2.
Figures. I said Steelers. This would be the year they fall apart and Tomlin loses his mind. They're 3-0.
All right, Bryce Young,
Oh wait, wait. Who was the last Steelers quarterback to start a season 3-0?
Ben Roethlisberger.
Devlin Hodges.
Jesus Christ. Bryce Young 0-2 before getting
Ugh.
replaced by the Red Rifle.
Oh
And-
boy.
And also, also of note, Tyrese Maxey, baby, stole his girl. Just
Time is a flat circle. C.J. Stroud he's the number 2 pick, and he goes off. Last year, Young looks terrible. Caleb Williams looked like shit this year. Meanwhile, Jaden Daniels looks great. And playing the role of Joe Flacco, we have Andy Dalton. Time
Man,
is a flat circle, my friend.
yes, it is. Good call. Good call.
Thank you.
Uh, pull out your bingo card for the early season. Did you have the Steelers and Seahawks going 3-0?
Certainly
And
not.
49ers, Cowboys, and Bengals last place in their respective divisions with Bengals 0-3.
I hope you enjoyed Fox putting the Bengals at 15th on their power rankings this week, by the way,
Oh, no,
in spite of the fact that they're 0-3. Joe
Jeez.
Burrow, by the way, more nicknames than playoff wins. Clinging on to that Heisman Award with the 17 NFL players on that team and the one playoff berth
And the what?
where he actually won a game.
And the
Or well, he beat Kansas City like once, and then they got embarrassed in the Super Bowl. But yeah, whatever. I was on the Joe Burrow was overrated train a couple years ago. I'm not saying he might be
you're ahead of
overrated.
your
Now.
time.
He's not bad, but he's certainly overrated.
Yeah, you're right. I can admit I was wrong on that one. I was a
If
defender of Burrow.
impromptu, if you had to rank the three best quarterbacks in the NFL right now, who would they be?
Wouldn't be Burrow. Wouldn't be what's the other guy? Herbert. Man, he's like a fossil out
Or
there.
Herbert?
Best
I mean,
quarterback
at this
right
it
now.
seems like Josh Allen is like kind of distanced himself from almost anybody else for the number 2 spot. I would imagine. I mean, Mahomes. It's hard to dispute him being the best.
I would put
And then
Allen
Josh
one.
Allen is
Allen
Allen's
one.
been amazing this year.
Mahomes 2, 3.
How do you
on the
not say
spot.
Jaden Daniels?
That's what I'm thinking of. But I'm
Yeah.
also looking at Sam Darnold, who's been pretty good.
Darnold's been fantastic. I mean, you could also argue. I mean, what's his
Purdy?
name's been great too. Purdy's been spotty. What's his name? Why the hell can't I think of his freaking name?
I'm going through the
Um,
entire.
I'm
Oh,
blanking on the
Gino?
son of a bitch's name.
Bo Nix.
C.J. Stroud.
See,
Yeah,
well,
Bo
no,
Nix.
they came out flat.
How did you like Caleb Williams' first touchdown pass in the NFL to another rookie, Roma Dunze? Each of them got their first touchdown. Who keeps the ball? And then Monday night, Jaden Daniels' first career touchdown pass to an offensive lineman. Who keeps the ball?
Quarterback, I guess.
I don't know. I guess I would probably give it to the guy that catches the touchdown. The quarterback will have twice as many.
Endless,
I
right.
mean, because Jaden scored a touchdown this year, right? Before that, I think he had a
he's-
rushing touchdown.
Yeah, he does rushing touchdown.
So at least he has a first something prior to that.
Sure. Especially if it's a
Kinda
lineman.
cool.
Give him to the
Yeah.
lineman.
How cool is that?
That's pretty awesome. All right, last two. Trevor Lawrence
Oof.
defied logic by throwing an interception to a dead man on
That
national
doesn't say
television.
deaf. That says dead. Yeah, the first zombie to catch an interception in the NFL. Man,
So is that comeback
What a
player of the
fall
year
from-
right there? Is that sealed it
what
for him?
a fall from grace for Trevor Lawrence.
I
He
think
should have
he's
just stayed in
done.
college forever.
I think
It's
he's
so weird because
done.
I think that Dabo is a total stunad, but he made Trevor Lawrence and Deshaun Watson look like stars, and got a lot out of DJ Uiagalelei at Clemson, and he's getting a good amount out of Kate Klubnik this year. A lot of people think he's a moron. Meanwhile, Lawrence looks terrible in the NFL this year. Cosby's been
been
awful.
terrible.
You know that what's his name? Deshaun Watson is the lowest EPA per play through the first 3 weeks of any Browns starting quarterback in the last 25 years. He's been the worst quarterback in the last since the millennium for the Browns in the first 3 weeks of the season. And you're talking about like a laundry list of
I was
quarterbacks.
just gonna say the Browns have a high turnover of quarterbacks.
You're talking about Brandon Whedon, RG3, Cody Kessler.
RG3 was
who
a
else
Brown?
is there? Yeah, RG3 was the Brown for Carson Wentz's first career start.
Brady Quinn. Oh, the audio. What is going on with this audio, brother? I throw a nice Brady Quinn slander, and then his audio goes out. Nonsense out here.
This is ridiculous.
Brady Quinn gets mentioned, and your audio gets cut off, not mine.
Yeah, the college gods are spiting me.
Brian Hoyer. I mean, you can go on.
Yeah, you go on and on.
All right, and last one. Ladies and gentlemen, where is Miles Sanders? And
Where's DeAndre Swift?
On the free agent market.
I saw a tweet that said former Eagles running backs are like role players leaving the Heat. It's random 3-and-D guys on the Heat that pop off in the playoffs and then disappear, which kind of worries me because the Sixers signed one of the Martin twins. But I mean, Miles Sanders disappears, he fucks off and he's terrible. DeAndre Swift disappears, he fucks off and he's terrible. Boston Scott, where's he?
Yeah,
This is
forgot
the,
about him.
Yeah. I have there's one game circled on the schedule for him. I think the Rams play the Giants sometime in November, so
Giants killer.
book him for plus 700 touchdown.
Guess who's picking him up that week? This
Yeah,
guy.
they might as well.
Flex, baby. The flex.
Yeah. All right.
All right, let's do rapid fire picks.
All right.
And then
I'm not even gonna look.
preview.
I won't look at. I'm not gonna look at the lines until I
Actually,
get to.
real quick, let's just preview the game that's going on
Yeah.
now.
Who's gonna win? Who's winning right now? I actually have the
Oh,
Giants in
Dallas
this
just
game.
picked off the ball in the red zone.
There's a flag down though.
Oh, there's a flag. There's a flag.
They were offside.
Ah, look at that interception.
So that's
right?
gonna. Yeah. I do have the Giants in this game. They're losing right now, so I'm
What?
not just picking the team that's winning. Yeah. It's good for my brand if the Cowboys go 1-5 in their first 6, and they already got the 1. So.
So you're on record,
I like
Giants.
Yeah, I got the Giants in this one.
Well, I have Dallas. And before this, for the game, if Dallas was favored -5.5, over under 44.5. If you just want to keep that note.
Yeah.
later for the
I think
TTPs.
the under will hit. I think the Giants will cover, obviously.
Right.
CeeDee Lamb, leading rusher for the Cowboys, 1 carry, 10 yards. Is Elliott
Rusher?
hurt?
I hope not. He's on a ticket.
Because Dowdle has gotten all the touches so far.
Actually, if that's the case, I hope he is hurt. Because I don't
Well,
want
then
him
so it
going
gets-
for 3 yards.
he's only had 19 carries in 3 games this season. So Dowdle's been better anyway.
Oh, it wasn't an
All
interception.
right, let's. No, it was. There was a flag on the play anyway.
Oh, you said offside.
All right, where are we at? Week 4 rapid fire before my audio cuts out.
Yes. All right, we'll start up
All right.
here. Philly at Tampa. Let's see.
Ugh. What's Tampa's record? Are they 2-1?
Yeah. They look like dog shit against Denver.
They did.
7 points. Bo Nix came in there and smacked them around.
Give me the Eagles. Screw it.
Eagles -1.5, by the way.
Yeah, I don't love that. That's a weird line.
I have Tampa. I hate to say it. I know I have the Eagle shirt. Sacrilegious. I am from
If
Jersey,
the
so I'm a
weather's bad,
scumbag.
if the weather's crap, I think that favors the Eagles.
For
Because
sure, the
they
running
can
game.
run it. They can run it. Yeah, Rashad White's not been very good. Neither is. I mean, Bucky Irving's been okay, but Tampa's whole offense is predicated on the pass.
And you're a sneaky motherfucker because I was going to pick up Bucky Irving. He was on my watch
I
list.
picked him up. I picked him up like early though. I got him a couple weeks ago.
Well, that's how long I haven't looked. I'm like, you know what? It's time to get rid of these people. And I'm
Yeah,
like, what
I
the hell
also-
is this guy?
I also snagged Roshan Johnson
You bastard.
right as he was announced to most likely be the starter. So
I know.
I actually like Roshan. I like Roshan Johnson a lot. He reminds me a lot of AJ Dillon. So I think that the Bears, if they can figure out the Caleb problem, they're going to be a problem because they have a pretty decent defense. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Touchdown.
We rapid fire, and then I wouldn't stop talking.
Giants at the 2-yard line. What a big old
Who's
catch.
in the?
Tracy Jr. caught a pass. Oh,
Get
it's
the
a
fuck out,
flag.
Tracy
Tracy
caught a
going
pass.
backwards.
Shocker. Wandale Robinson has 4 catches. Right after I dropped him in one of my leagues.
Jesus.
Ay.
What the fuck?
Donde estamos?
Give me a second. I'm all over the place now. We
illegal
are at
shift.
New Orleans at Atlanta. I have New Orleans.
Oh.
New Orleans.
I don't know,
is-
Atlanta.
Atlanta's favored -1.5.
Another 1.5 point spread. I'll go New Orleans. I think Atlanta had the win taken out of their sails on Sunday night,
All right.
and New Orleans is due for a bounce back. That's going to be a shootout. What's the number on that? Like 53?
42.5.
42.5
Yes, sir.
for the first half for the whole game.
Whole game.
Oh, I already got my freaking my over under of the
over-under?
week.
All right. We got Rams at Chicago.
Ooh.
Chicago favored -3 flat.
Oh wow, am I going to take another dog?
40.5 is the.
Yeah, the Rams just fucking punched the Niners in the mouth. Give me the Rams.
I
The
have
Rams went into
Chicago.
the Niner. The Rams went into hostile territory in their own stadium and
Sea of
beat
red.
the 49ers.
Sea of Red. That game was great.
Yeah,
the
give
only
me-
game I saw all last week.
Yeah, that was the only, I saw enough. I'm. How do you not pick the Rams in that one? The Bears stink.
Bears at home. He threw his first touchdown at the end of the game. I'm thinking, this is
Did
momentum.
they win? The Bears? Did the Bears win last
No,
week?
they lost in a rally.
Oh,
They rallied.
suck. They suck. They suck.
Hey, man. I mean, I did go 6-10 last week, but you know better with
Fair.
7-9,
Oh, what a feather in my cap.
right? Big game right here. Green Bay hosting Minnesota.
This is a pretty big game.
This is a 1
Jordan
o'clock
Love
game, by the way.
Jordan Love questionable. My sanity is questionable with this
Oh, let
one
me
because I like
give you
the Packers.
Packers -3.
That tells me Love's playing. Um,
I have Minnesota
I
for what it
like.
takes.
I I think Green Bay hands Minnesota their first loss.
Michael
As much as I
Parsons
like
hurt.
Minnesota. Well, is Jordan Love playing? Because I mean, it seems like he will. I'm gonna go.
Non-committal is what the coach. Oh,
You know
Parsons
what?
took a
If
shot
I
to
don't
the
know, man, it sounds
collarbone.
like will it. I'll go Green Bay. The Minnesota undefeated season has to end somewhere.
No, they're
I'll go.
defeated.
I'll go the
They're two
Packers.
and
No, they're
one.
3-0, aren't they? Oh, I thought they were 3-0.
Oh, maybe I might have fucked up.
Yeah, yeah, they beat the Niners, the Giants, and whoever they played this past week.
Well, add that to the first quarter review. I forgot that part.
Yeah, aren't they 3-0? Unless I'm a total stunad.
Shenad. This guy. Let's see.
Yeah, they're 3-0. They took down Houston this week.
Oh yes.
Yeah, they beat up on the Giants. They beat the Niners pretty handily, and then they crushed Houston.
You're correct, sir. Gotcha.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
I mean, I think it's a letdown spot for them, and these division games are such a crapshoot.
Indy hosting 3-0 Pittsburgh, who is favored
Ooh.
-1.5.
Uh,
This
I
is
kind of
a
like Pittsburgh in this
low
game.
scoring game, 39.5.
I like Pittsburgh in this game. That just feels like a Pittsburgh game. They're gonna find any way they can to confuse Anthony Richardson.
Terrible towels.
Yeah, I like Pittsburgh in that game.
Giants just got another field goal, 7-6, and I got
what a-
Indy.
Okay.
Anthony Richardson is phenomenal. I am
He
a big
is.
fan.
He's Jameis Winston on steroids.
Pick
He
touchdown.
makes throws that he makes dumb decisions that no one else makes, and then he makes amazing throws that no one else can make. And I think that's beautiful.
I still
He's like when you create yourself in the video game and you just throw for 55 touchdowns, but you throw like 38 interceptions.
right.
He's got such great arm talent, and he's such a great athlete. If he can hone in the ball control and just bad decision making, he'll be the best quarterback in the league. I think I love it. I do enjoy watching him, and that's an interesting team for him to be on.
I love it when them go against the Texans. It's always a shootout.
Yeah. It's always fun. Yeah, didn't they face each other in the playoffs last year as well?
Well,
And they
no, before that because he got hurt. Richardson
well,
got
I mean,
hurt. But they still did.
Minshew made that because that dude dropped the ball. Minshew threw him in. Yeah,
To not Taylor, his
it
backup.
wasn't Taylor. It was a backup, wasn't it?
Not
Yeah,
Take
that was a
Bitsby.
backup. Was it Zach Moss?
Zach Moss, I think it was.
I think it was. Yeah. No, maybe not.
Who knows?
cares?
Yeah.
I don't really give a shit.
Our next game, Denver at the Meadowlands against the Jets.
Ooh, that's actually going to be an interesting game. I'm going to take the Jets there.
Wait a minute. I might have fucked up.
Oh no! Don't tell me we're picking Week 5.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Yeah,
Where
Denver
am
at the
I?
Jets.
Oh. Never mind. I scrolled too far down on FanDuel.
Denver at the Jets.
Yes. So Denver at the Jets, it is.
It's 7.5, I think.
I can't even find it. It is 7.5.
I got 7.5 here. Yeah, 39.5. I like the Jets in that one.
Same.
Aaron Rodgers is starting to look pretty good.
This game right here should be at 4 o'clock. It should be America's game of the week. It is the Cincinnati Bengals on the road in hostile territory against the Carolina Panthers.
Oh boy, the Andy Dalton Bowl. Am I a masochist for saying I want to see the Panthers win this game?
-4.5 for the Bengals. One of the
4.5.
highest totals at 47.5. They're looking at a
You know what?
shootout.
I think I have a couple games in hand already. I'm gonna go Panthers here. That'll be my risk of the week.
I have Panthers as well.
No kidding. It's amazing. All those receivers look like busts until Andy Dalton started throwing passes to them. Now they all look like they're all pros.
Chuba Hubbard
All of
looks
a
like
sudden-
the best running back in football now.
They got Deontay Johnson, Jonathan Mingo, Xavier Legette. Yeah, they're fun. I kind of like
Thielen,
them.
if he was healthy, he'd be out there.
Well, Dalton fucked him in the end zone. He caught that touchdown pass and then just like laid in the end zone for 5 minutes.
I know, poor thing.
Yeah,
All right.
I like the Panthers in that game.
Same. All right, last 1 o'clock game. Jacksonville at Houston. Houston looking to bounce back after getting brutally beaten down last week.
Once you said Jacksonville, my mind was made up. Give me whoever's playing against them.
What do you think? Is Trevor Lawrence going to get benched?
I mean, who's their backup? Oh, it's oh my God, it's McCorkle Jones. No, he can't get benched for Mac Jones.
If he does, is that the end for Trevor Lawrence?
God, they got a lot of money tied into him.
You gotta
The
love
cons
Doug.
know about. You gotta love the Con family just giving money to guys that suck.
Dougie P. He's basically riding high. He's like, look, I'm a Super Bowl champ. I had a backup quarterback. This is not my starter. I didn't draft him. I can do what I can with him, but he sucks. Give me who I want.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. They got to figure something out down there.
Give me this one right here. Next game. This should be, it's apropos. 50.5 is the spread here, or whatever it is.
Oh, maybe
3.5 Cardinals over the Commanders.
Oh, this is a really interesting game.
This right here is money.
Who's the home team for this one?
Arizona.
Give me
It's
the
indoors.
Cardinals.
Huh?
Give me the Cardinals. I'll take them here.
All right. I have, Commanders. I like this.
Yeah, I don't love Daniels having to go on the road again and do it again.
And Marvin Harrison Jr. is
somewhat short week.
Harrison Jr. Looks like a stud out there.
Yeah,
Give him the ball.
Yeah,
Get it.
He and Kyler have figured something out.
Finally, after letting him go against the Bills first week.
Mm-hmm.
All right, San Francisco hosting New England. What do you think there?
Get right game for San Fran.
Same.
I don't think New England's that good.
Fourth down, Dallas gets it. Unbelievable. All right, Cleveland at Las Vegas.
Very believable. Have you seen the Giants defense? Who's this one?
Cleveland at Las Vegas.
Tie. I'm gonna go with.
Oh, I would have been bold right there.
I'm gonna go with the. It's hard to bet against Minshew. Give me the Raiders. Oh wait, hold on. No, we haven't done this yet. Hold on.
Raiders.
Yeah, get a Raiders.
Yeah, I'm going with Cosby.
CeeDee Lamb still the leading rusher for the Cowboys.
Well, he just got the leading receiving and the touchdown.
Oh, what an asshole. Well, Dallas
Just right on time. I'm looking over. He's burning two defenders.
What a
walking
snooze.
in. But I have Cleveland. All right, last one. This used to be in a game. This used to mean something. Chargers hosting the Chiefs. Feels like a snooze fest, especially if Herbert doesn't go.
Yeah, give me the Chiefs. The Chargers are missing both their offensive tackles this week, and they might be missing their quarterback. Give me the Chiefs.
Same. All right, Sunday Night Football, because
I don't even know who's their backup quarterback.
Everyone's waiting for Sunday Night Football.
It's still Chase Daniel.
No, he retired, didn't he?
Hopefully.
Wait, who are you talking about for Chargers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he retired. I can check
Who's
right now.
their backup quarterback?
It is.
Oh, it's Heineke. That's right. Yeah, it's Heineke. Played well on Sunday, but I don't know.
Heineke almost took down Tom Brady in the Bucks in the playoffs.
Well,
I'm just saying.
Well, yeah. If you're betting on Heineke in 2024, please call the number.
Can you send it to me? I'll bet on it.
Yeah. 1-800-GAMBLER.
I'll tell you right now, if it's official.
What are the Chiefs favored by? 9?
7.
7, that's it. Oh, they're on the road, I guess.
39.5, by the way. I'll tell you right now.
Ugh.
I'll leave my spot blank. Kansas City right now, but if it turns out that Tyler Heineke is playing, I got the Chargers.
Wow.
Mark my words.
All right.
And I'll even double down. Don't even worry about it. Lock of the week.
Fair.
Chargers. No matter what happens. All right, Sunday Night Football. Get ready for a shootout in Baltimore. The correct
all day
one.
for this.
It is Baltimore hosting Buffalo.
That'll be a fun game. I love the Bills this year. I think I have them in the Super Bowl if I'm not mistaken. I think anyway. I don't remember. I think I have Bills and Green Bay. Is it right? Bills and Packers? Is it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That feels like my pick every year, though. I do think this is a pretty big spot for the Ravens. I think this will be. I don't know.
Dare I say the RGGRG?
I don't even know if it's a get-right game. It's going to be the best game of the week. What's the number on this game? 2.5 Bills, probably?
Oh, I didn't even do that part. It is Ravens minus 2.5. Over
Uh,
under 46.5.
I'll go with the. Let's go with the Ravens. I think that this is a game that they have a chance to make a statement.
Baltimore can't stop a cold. Give me Buffalo.
Yeah,
Josh Allen's gonna
Buffalo
run
did look.
over.
They looked unstoppable on Monday, but that also could just be because they played Jacksonville.
That's very true. But they also
Yeah,
stopped scoring after the first half.
yeah, that's true.
I went to sleep thinking I go won money. Woke up, lost all my money.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, back another. Do you like the two Monday night games?
I do. I wish they would spread them out a little bit, though. I wish they would start one at like 7 and the other one at like 8:30, just so there's enough time to catch the end of the one before the other one starts to end.
Right.
I don't mind that they're on together because it does give you an optionality. But if you want to get eyeballs on both, you want to start one at 7 and maybe start one 8:30 or 8:35 or something like that.
8:35 is the perfect sweet spot because you can watch the
Yeah.
first game, watch Monday Night Raw for half an hour, and then
Yeah.
go to the second game, and then you can bounce back between the three.
I'm not a huge fan of the double header Monday games like they used to do on the first week where they would have a 7 o'clock game and then either a 9:30 or a 10.
Oh, those are death.
Because I just want to go to bed.
West Coast teams.
Yeah, I'm fine with the 7 8:30. I don't really care for the 7 and 7:30 or 8:30 games.
Very true. I remember Oakland hosting a lot of those West Coast 10 o'clock.
Oh yeah, Oakland hosted Denver their final opener of the season. They beat Denver on the first game of the year.
Nice. So we have Tennessee at Miami in the first game, and then Seattle at Detroit as the final game of Week 4. Who do you got in Tennessee and Miami?
Tennessee, Miami.
We
I'm
don't know
gonna
what the
go
starting
Titans.
quarterback is.
I'm gonna go Titans in that one. Miami looks lost right now.
Same. I have Tennessee as well. And then last one, Seattle at Detroit.
Detroit.
Same.
I believe they're wearing the black jerseys on Monday,
Ooh.
so
I like that.
they'll have a little bit of juice.
All right. Lock dog points total, and no one has a survivor because we both went out. I went out after week 1, I believe. You went out last week. Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Tampa.
Didn't do you any favors.
Who wants to start? You or me?
I'll do the lock. Chargers.
Okay.
No matter what
All right.
happens. Chargers.
I don't remember who I picked. My lock will be. I'll go Jets for my lock.
Perfect. All right, you go next.
What was the game I said to take the over in? That would have been. What game was it? I said take the over in that game. Oh, Saints and Falcons over 42.5.
I have under 39.5 Chargers and Chiefs.
Yeah, that's a good one. Chargers stink, and the Chiefs don't look very good.
Right.
All right,
All
so you got what? Your dog and your
Points.
right?
Philly minus 1.5.
Okay. Points. Let's go. That's a big number. Ooh, that's another big number. Some of these numbers are pretty big. I'm gonna go with.
2.5. Ravens.
I'm gonna go Houston minus 6.5.
Ooh,
Yeah, I think Jacksonville's terrible.
they're pretty bad.
And Houston's due for a bounce back. They only scored 7 points last week against Minnesota.
I'm surprised Diggs didn't get a touchdown. Going back to the place they made him.
Yeah, right.
Looks like a fumble.
What's left now? What's left? My dog. My dog. Give me the Rams.
Ooh. Oh yeah, you love the Rams in this game.
Yeah, I like them this week. I don't think the Bears are that good.
Give me the Red Rifle at home. Andy Dalton, Carolina over Cincinnati, who's
Andy Dalton revenge game.
By the way, Sam Darnold is younger than Joe Burrow.
Yeah, he's better
Unbelievable.
than Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I can say that this year for sure.
Yeah, I think he's better than Joe Burrow.
Period, right?
Yeah. Oh, hi, buddy.
Just
He
in
agrees.
time. He agrees. All right. This has been episode 152 of the PA Turn Pod. The Stoppable Force versus the Movable Object.
Yeah.
Any last words?
I might not have much. Benny wants a little bit of love here. Yeah, John Fisher's a piece of shit and will not see heaven. He's ruining a perfectly good thing there in Oakland. If you didn't want to keep the team in Oakland, you should have sold the team. And you're taking it to a market where They only care about the Golden Knights because they're good, and they only care about the Raiders because it's one game a week, 8 times out of 52. And I feel bad for the fans in Oakland. At least they haven't completely lost the Warriors because they're only a half hour away, but they lose the Raiders, they lose the Warriors, and now they lose the Athletics in the span of what, 4 years? That sucks.
Yeah.
So John Fisher will not see the pearly gates of heaven, neither will I, but I'll see him in hell.
There's probably a special place in hell for him, so you might not see
Yeah, it'll
him.
be
You might see him in passing.
Same place that Josh Harris is going to be. Hope there's plenty of baby oil in this part of hell.
Enough said. This has been the
Thank you.
PA Turn Pod. We'll see you next week.